Alright guys, welcome back. Unless this is your first time here, I'm the Northwest Fisherman Chris, and today we're going to be cracking open the November Monster Bass Platinum box. I'm kind of really excited to see what's going to be in here this month. I haven't looked at any of the teasers or anything like that, so this is kind of going to be a learning experience for both of us. Okay, as always, we've got our booklet that tells us everything we need to know about the box. This is the platinum. You can get the gold or the silver or the multi-species. I keep saying that I'm going to pick up the multi-species, and I really think I'm just going to do it already. Live on Wednesdays. Supposedly there's no more lives, quote unquote. I don't think that's true. Pointers from the pros. Cold water means tight wapple, so that means we're going to get a flat side not lipless, but square bill, I'm guessing. Water depth, yeah, I pretty much agree with absolutely all of this, but I would fish it in light reeds, you know, when, like, pre-spawn, when the reeds are just barely starting to come up. It's a good spot. And grass. I fish them in light grass. I mean, you can fish in open water. I've not had a lot of success with fishing flat sides in open water, but everything else I agree with. Flip to the next page. Drop some grenades on them this winter. Thunderhawk grenade. I think that's the really cool soft plastic, but we're gonna keep going. It says you can fish it absolutely everywhere, and if it's what I think it is, you can just fish it. You just put it in the water. Jerkbait. Yes, we're getting more jerkbaits. Perfect. Really, honestly, you can fish jerkbaits in absolutely anything, especially after you get pretty good with your jerkbait and you get your rhythm down and you've got the understanding of how that one works. You can fish in heavy cover, whatever. You just have to work your way around it. It's kind of like when you're fishing square bills in heavy grass. You got to look for those channels. Jerkbaits, even late fall, early spring, if you can get in those channels, really good. I'll fish jerkbaits dirt shallow. Blade baits. Blade baits are also a really, really good option, especially right now. I would also add riprap to that. Brush piles, reeds, and grass. Yeah, if you've got it, just fish it through it. Because a lot of times, especially later in the year or super early in the year, the grass isn't really dense enough for your hooks to truly like get snagged in it. Plus, if you get snagged, you can get that reaction strike out of it. Epic bait hacks. Here's your Astro tables for the month that they give you every month. This is air fryer chicken wings. I'm gonna save that. We just got an air fryer, not that. Well, we've had it for quite a while. We just got a really big one. So I'm going to save that. And then, of course, people that cut their PBs out of the Monster Bass box. But we're gonna save that air fryer recipe. Save that for later. Okay, so sweet. Okay, so a lot of guys might be really upset about getting a rod stock in their box. I, however, am absolutely not upset about this. If you're the type of guy that carries multiple rods at a time, and if you're gonna put them in your car, you know when you put them in, and sometimes like the line will get like caught up on other ones. This is the simplest, stupidest thing, and I'm never upset when I get another rod stock, because that just means I've got another one. This is a perfect casting one. So, yeah, this is going to be great. It helps protect your eyes. It keeps it from tangling up on things. Like, if you're like a pond hopper type of guy, and you've got to walk through some brush or whatever, It seems kind of stupid, but it keeps your line from getting caught on like everything, or just if you don't have one, you can get them at Dick's or like Bass Pro or whatever, like really cheap. If you don't want to spend like, okay, they're all really cheap. I guess as soon as I thought about that, I think you can get a pack of them at Dick's for like $7, but they're not quite as nice as this one because the weave on it's not quite as tight. I will say, anything that you have with treble hooks is going to try to hook into this, but you just it's kind of like a Chinese finger trap. So if you get your hooks caught in it, just kind of push it and then pull your hook out, and they just come right out. I'm a huge fan of rod stocks. Okay, let's get to the actual baits. First up, we've got the MONSTERBASS Vibe Master. This is a 1/2 ounce bait, and it's a blade bait, and that color is really great. It's super reflective. You guys will see it here in a second. They call it Cylon. Blade baits, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't use a ton of blade baits. But they definitely work. So you can change the hooking position on the back here. So there's 3 different holes. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it very well. So this rear hole with this clip, you just unclip it and move it back. This is just like a regular snap. You move it back if you're going to jig it vertically. Leave it in the center if you're just kind of going to all-around cast it and you want to be able to like yo-yo it, kind of like a lipless. Or you go to that front one if you're just going to cast and straight retrieve it. And it changes the way that the bait reacts in the water. So leaving it like this on a straight retrieve, it's going to move at an angle like that. You move it forward, it's going to drop that back down, and it's going to move kind of like that. Now, if you leave in that reverse, in that center position, it's going to move like this. That's kind of dumb looking. So that's why it's perfect for jigging up and down. Blade baits, I really wish I did use them a bit more. But this thing is just shiny everywhere, except for the belly. The very belly of it's white. It's right up here. It's got EWG style treble hooks, meaning the points are pointed back towards the eye. Well, the front one is. Oh yeah, and the rear one is too. Got a little bit of red right here on the very front of it. This is a great bait. I think this Vibe Master's an all new bait for this year. I don't know. I don't remember seeing that on their website, but I could have also missed it. Okay, up next is a bait from Excalibur. This is a 1/2 ounce. Let's see if I can get them out here. Suspending jerkbait. Okay, you guys got to remember in the winter when it gets super cold, most suspending jerkbaits become slow floating jerkbaits, and most slow sinking jerkbaits become true suspending jerkbaits. And during the rest of the year, they're pretty well true till the water temperatures get really hot. This guy is a 102 centimeter guy, so this is just short of your 110 or your 104. So it's only got 2 hooks on it, both of which are nice, heavy metal, not heavy metal, heavy gauge treble hooks. The color on this guy is called black silver, which is perfect because I love black back, silver sided jerkbaits. This is a really great size. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Vision 110 guy, but sometimes you need to downsize your bait profile, so I'll throw 90s or like this, basically 100, and it's just enough that those finicky fish might flip over and bite it. Yeah, this is super exciting. Nice paint job on it too. Alright, let's give it a listen, even though that you guys have definitely been listening to it this whole time. There's a lot of noise packed in this jerkbait. A lot of noise. I like it. I like it a lot. This is pretty fantastic. This is definitely going to get used. Up next, oh, KVD, look at that. It's already half open for me. But that's fine. I don't care. This one is Phantom Watermelon Red Craw. This is a flat-sided medium diver. What's this guy dive into here? 8 feet. Nice tight wobble on it. So this is, okay. So when they said flat-sided, they meant flat-sided crankbaits, not just square bills. So that's really good to know. So you've got a nice like green pumpkin back going on here, going into your normal craw pattern on the side. I don't know if you guys are going to really be able to see that very well. Let's see if more light helps. There we go. A bit. So you got your craw pattern on the side, and then you've got a translucent red belly. This looks like a great bait. This looks really, really good. This is going to get thrown. I like this a lot. I don't think I have a lot of like medium diving flat-sided cranks. So just to give you a comparison, here we go. So this is a normal crankbait. This is much, I think this is probably a 15-20 foot guy here versus this. But we're looking at the width of the body. You see how this is wider and more bulbous? And this one is just flat and sleek. So this has a big wide wobble. Okay. This doesn't. It has a tight little wobble. Think of it kind of like a wobble that you would get on a lipless. You know how when they're coming through the wire, they're just super tight and kind of a quick wobble? That's what you're going to get out of this. Alright, let's give it a listen. I think it's silent, though. Yeah, it's silent. That's just the split rings. So this will be good. Nice for those pressured areas. Plus, with that green pumpkin red, I don't think the craw pattern is really going to make that much of a difference, but that green pumpkin red, I think that's going to be a ticket right there. Moving on. Okay. This is pretty cool. Okay, let's put that light back down. So this is American Snakehead Customs. This is a Cobra Spinnerbait V20. This is 3/8 of an ounce, and the color is Sneck Flash. Right there. Sneck Flash. Is this snake? Okay, I'm not going to do that again. So, where did I set my knife? Alright, we're just going to have to brute strength our way into this one here. Because these blades on this thing are wicked. I'm super excited about these blades. Okay, so if you've been watching the show a while, you know that there's a couple things that I'm super crazy about, and I love a whole bunch, which is mostly jerk baits, blade baits, spinner baits. Look at these blades. Okay, with them having these dimples, it changes the way it moves through the water. So it's got more of a, how do I want to say this? Think about dimples on a golf ball. Okay, they call them speed dimples. So these are going to let it catch more light, but while going through the water, it's going to have less drag, so they can get away with a wicked pattern like this, because this isn't a typical willow. Plus, you're also going to catch a little bit more thump due to the fact that it's kind of like an Indiana blade versus a willow or a Colorado. I like it a lot. I really can't wait to fish this. Being 3/8 of an ounce, this is perfectly sized, and the profiles of baits that I like to throw, because I like I like 3/8 of an ounce in my blade and my spinner baits. For the hook keeper on here, we've got one metal barb there, reminiscent of the jackhammer. It's got a nice hand-tied skirt. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, when you get hand-tied stuff a lot anymore, it'll be like metal rings in there where they've tied metal around it. This literally looks like it has string, which is fantastic. Yeah, I'm excited about this. And then you got that broken up, kind of crackled paint pattern on the head of it. This is wicked. This is a nice, tight little package. It's got a smaller arm than a lot of other spinners. This is nice. This is super nice. So they give us a really cool trailer for this. Okay, so we got these leeches, and we got little bunker baits. These are not it. You could very easily throw these bio bait leeches on. I'm not going to open this because it's full of fish oil. And I know as soon as I open this, it's going to make a mess. My whole entire room's going to smell like fish oil, and my girlfriend's going to be very mad, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, this is pretty sweet here, actually. And it's got my preferred tie-on spot where they just loop the wire over so that where you tie on can't move around, and you don't have to use that little rubber band, which is like my favorite part about the Guggen spinners, is that they put that stupid little rubber band on there that keeps your line from going all over the place. But this has got the traditional loop, which is great. This is a fantastic bait. I'm very excited about that. Alright, let's go on to that bio bait. So these look like little leeches, and I'm actually really glad I got more of these because I am almost out of these little guys. So, believe it or not, you can't buy leeches in every state. Like, the whole time I lived in Washington, I never found anywhere that sold leeches. And now that I'm in Idaho, once again, I cannot find anywhere around here. None of the bait shops. I've asked every bait shop I've gone into, where can I get leeches? Nobody's got leeches. These are great. These are great for bass, but more importantly, I want to get a little bit farther up north and go fishing for some muskie and some northern pike on leeches on the back of spoons. And these are pretty close to probably the best thing I'm going to get to do that without being able to actually get legitimate leeches. Bio baits, they're fantastic. I really like them. The only downside is once you open this, make sure before you open it that you run your fingers across the top of here a couple times. Kind of try to push that fish oil back down lower into the bag. And then before you open it, make sure this Ziploc portion here is completely sealed. And then you're going to open this, and then take a rag or whatever and get the inside of this channel wet and clean it out pretty good. And make sure that every time you open this, you close it, because that fish oil will get absolutely everywhere. But these are great baits. I almost wish that these were put into, like, you know, the little gulp jars that they sell the gulp products in. I wish they would do that, or something slightly better than this. But I love the bio baits. Last up. Oh no, that's not last up. We got hooks too. We got 2 odd EWGs from Mustad. That's pretty sweet. Last up, we got some Mantis baits. They don't give us a color. They're not for human consumption. That's about all we know about them. But these are pretty sweet. I think I got a bag of these last year, and they were in a color called the Smalley Smasher. So basically, the best way I found to fish these is you can fish on a hover rig, which is really super fun. Drop shot is another really good one. Or you can, of course, you can echo rig it. But you can also put these on a Ned, but just kind of keep it moving. Just keep that Ned moving. That way, you just kind of fall and then go and then go and then go. Just keep that tail doing things. Or if you have like a little finesse stand-up jig, these are fantastic for that. This color, too bad it doesn't say what the color is. So let's see if I can get up here where you can see it. Let me bring that light back. Bam, light. So it's a green pumpkin, black flake, but it's also got this blue flake in it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that blue flake at all. Probably not. Just trust me, there's some light hints of like a blue teal flake in it. Super exciting. And then of course we got these Mustad 2-aught ultra fine point EWG style hooks. Get one of these guys out here. So these ultra points are kind of nice. Because they are a lighter wire hook. I mean, you could throw this on there. You could do that, but you're going to use up so much of the bait with the hook. It's not really worth it. These are probably meant more for these, but I would definitely, if I was only using stuff out of this box, these would go on the back of this, and then I would figure out some tricky way to put these on this hook. But it's a little light wire, ultra fine point. It's not a silver hook. It's not a black nickel hook. It's kind of got like a bronze color to it, something a little bit more low key. It's not very reflective. But these are great. These are great. I don't really ever get mad that they send hooks. I know a lot of guys out there are probably like, oh, when I pay for a subscription service, I don't want hooks. This saves you from buying hooks. Put an order in the tackle warehouse or whatever and be like, oh boy, I spent $100 and I bought hooks. I'm absolutely fine getting hooks. Got the golden ticket, and we got this pretty sweet sticker of an anglerfish. That's pretty cool looking. Alright, so that is this month's Platinum Monster Bass box for December. And it doesn't disappoint. This box is actually really, really good. The Samantis bait is probably the worst bait that's in this box, and it's not a bad bait. Yeah, no, I'm I'm very happy with this box. The thing I'm most excited to try though is a spinner bait. I'm gonna have to keep that packaging because if I like this, I'm going to order more of these because I'm just intrigued with these blades. Even more so in the light, now that I got the big light over here, they just shine. So cool. And I'm thrilled about another rod sock. Like, this one's even one of the nice ones, so you can like attach it to your reel, or the trigger hook on your rod. You do that too. Yeah, I'm excited about this. This actually makes me pretty happy. But yeah, guys, that's it. That is December's Monster Bass Platinum box. And if you guys have any questions about that or whatever, just drop a question in the comments. I can tell you all about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's December. I don't think I have to really go over the water is very, very cold. Don't fall in the water. Be careful of the ice. The whole thing that I have been for the last couple months, because, well, if you live somewhere with water that's probably that cold, you also live somewhere where the wind hurts your face when you go outside. So you got used to the whole "it's cold outside" thing. Um, but yeah, guys, just stay safe out there. Be mindful of the weather. Be mindful of the conditions. And remember FAFO. Fish around and find out. Take care, guys. Bye.